There was a large hermitage of Gautam Buddha in a peaceful village. A renowned Buddhist teacher lived there with many disciples. Among them was one disciple who used to speak a lot. He would always be talking, here and there, with anyone, at any time. Whenever he went out to collect alms, he would come back with stories from every house and share them with the other disciples. He would often speak ill of one disciple to another, indulging in backbiting, while pretending to be virtuous in front of everyone else. He constantly praised himself, always trying to show that he was the smartest and most dedicated among all. "I am from a wealthy family," he would say proudly. "I could have lived a comfortable life, full of luxuries, but I chose to come here, to seek truth, to know myself, to understand life. That's why my sacrifice is far greater than yours." One day, the Guru called all the disciples and said, "For the next 1 month, each of you must take a personal resolution. It will strengthen your willpower and awaken your inner strength." Everyone was free to choose a resolution based on their capacity. But the talkative disciple went straight to the Guru and said, "Gurudev, I don't want to take a small resolution. I want to take something big, something that matches my abilities." The Guru smiled and said, "Will you truly be able to follow the resolution I give? I doubt it. Perhaps you should choose something easier." But the disciple insisted, "No, Gurudev. Whatever you give me, I will fulfill it." The Guru replied, "All right. Then your resolution is this: for the next 1 month, remain silent. Not a single word should come out of your mouth." The disciple laughed lightly. "Gurudev, is that all? That's too easy. I expected a real challenge." The Guru smiled again. "Then show me by completing this first." The disciple accepted the challenge. He became silent from that very moment. The first day passed easily. But from the second day, the burden of silence started building. By the third day, it became suffocating. On the fourth day, he felt extreme restlessness. He saw other disciples chatting, laughing, discussing things, and he desperately wanted to respond, to explain, to speak his truth. But his vow stood in the way. So instead, he would communicate through expressions, gestures, and eye movements. After a few more days, he fell ill. His head felt heavy, his appetite disappeared, and all he could think of was, "I want to speak." He sat in front of the Guru and wrote on a piece of paper, "Gurudev, I can't breathe without speaking. I feel like I'm going insane. What should I do? Can I break my resolution?" The Guru smiled and said, "Resolutions are made to be broken. But those who fulfill them gain strength. The one who fulfills his vow strengthens his soul. Many of your brothers have already broken their vows. If you cannot continue, you too may return to your old routine. But remember, if you can't handle a small vow today, how will you handle the challenges of life?" These words pierced the disciple's heart. He got up silently and returned to his hut. From that day on, he only stepped out for essential duties. The rest of the time, he remained inside. 15 days passed. By now, most of the other disciples had broken their vows. But this disciple still had not spoken a single word. Everyone in the ashram was amazed. How had the most talkative disciple turned completely silent? On the 15th day, he again went to the Guru and wrote, "Gurudev, I may be silent on the outside, but inside, my mind is full of noise. Thoughts, questions, complaints, they keep going on. Is my vow still valid?" The Guru replied, "Yes. Your vow is still valid. But as long as you keep hearing others speak, your mind will echo their voices. You may be outwardly silent, but inwardly, you're still speaking. If you wish to silence your inner chatter, you must step away from all external noise." So the disciple bowed and quietly left the ashram the next morning. He walked deep into the forest, seeking solitude. Days passed. The month-long vow ended, but the disciple didn't return. The other monks feared that perhaps a wild animal had attacked him. Search parties were sent, but he was nowhere to be found. While the disciples assumed the worst, the guru said calmly, perhaps the animals ate him, or perhaps he found what he had gone in search of. One curious disciple asked, Gurudev, is speaking really that harmful? The guru answered, most of life's miseries are born from unnecessary speaking. We don't want to listen, we only want to impose our thoughts on others. We waste precious time and energy arguing, proving ourselves right, and trying to fix others through our words. And in the process, we lose the quiet moments that could have been lived and felt deeply. Then what's the solution? The disciple asked. Become aware of your thoughts, said the guru. Live in the present. Do your work with full awareness. That alone brings transformation. 3 months had passed since the disciple had left. The others had lost all hope of his return. But one day, he came back. Everyone in the ashram was shocked. But even more surprising was the change in him. There was deep calm on his face, and peace in his eyes. He was no longer the restless, loud, talkative disciple. He greeted his guru brothers, gently, softly. Every word he spoke was thoughtful, measured, and kind. Then he walked up to the guru, touched his feet, and asked, Gurudev, am I still silent? Is my vow still alive? The guru looked into his eyes for a long moment and replied, yes. You are still silent. Your vow is still alive. The disciple said, when I left the ashram, I was silent from the mouth, but inside me, a storm of voices roared. I went into the forest, hoping they would fade. But at first, they grew even louder. I could hear the echoes of all the things I had said in the past, all the judgments, backbiting, pride. I realized then, how wrong I was, how I used to justify my harsh words, thinking I was right. Slowly, those voices began to fade. And one day, there was silence. Not just around me, but within me too. And then, I heard new sounds, the wind, birds, flowing water. Sounds I had never truly heard before. That was the first time I felt real peace. I spoke aloud, just once, and said, "Oh God, what kind of silence is this?" But even my voice could not disturb it. That peace stayed. Inside me. Around me. Now, I am speaking, I am among people, but I remain silent within. The Guru said, when we speak too much outwardly, there is chaos within. But the day we turn inward, even our spoken words come from stillness. Most of the pain in the world comes from excessive speaking. People talk endlessly, but they don't listen. They don't understand each other. They haven't learned the art of silence, because silence makes the ego feel small. That's why we should speak only when necessary. Because words waste energy, and keep pulling us outward. And those who wish to journey inward, must seal their lips first. Talking unnecessarily is a waste of energy. It keeps us trapped in the external world. Those who seek inner peace must learn to be silent, not just outside, but within. I hope you found this story meaningful. What did you learn from it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And before you leave, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.